Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. I appreciate I haven't left one for over a week now, but been super busy, and now I'm at the end of a working day. I thought it'd be a good time to give you another video. Been playing a lot of tennis recently since lockdown eased, so I'm enjoying that. It's like a second home for me. I've got another cool tennis top today. An orange Adidas one I got for my birthday. So yeah, so it's one of my favourites. Anyway, the reason I'm going to talk to you today is on the subject about like being clear and that sort of thing. So there's a couple of things that come to mind. Is the thing about taking things literally. So when I was younger, my mum used to say, "Oh, you're like a bull in a china shop," and I would think I was a bull in an actual china shop. I'd look at myself in the mirror and go, "No, I'm not, I'm a boy." Or like, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs," my mum might say. And it's like, well, no, it's not actually raining cats and dogs, because if it was raining cats and dogs, there wouldn't be really many cats and dogs left in the world. So that's the whole thing of taking things literally. So, you know, in those kind of situations, it's funny when I look back at it, but in other situations, things can really be taken as they're told, sort of thing. So I just want to make those aware that when they come in contact with those on the spectrum, young and older, that you know that you can be taken literally by what you've said, sort of thing. So just be aware of that. Because if somebody took you literally, it, depending on the situation, it could turn into a difficult, tricky situation for them without them meaning to do any harm or cause offence, sort of thing. The other thing is, we live in a society where we're so busy, we're so rushed, what have you, that I feel, not just for me, but for others, and really for children, because I know from when I was a child that you can be sensitive and you just need that reassurance, and there is nothing wrong with repeating things, as in I, the individual on the autism spectrum, repeating things, or the person speaking to them repeating things more than once if needed, twice, 3 times, if it's going to help ultimately, because it doesn't always register, especially if you've got things on your mind. And also, there's nothing wrong with checking things. So those close to you, family, and those that perhaps don't know you so well, such as teachers in a working environment, school environment, or those in the workplace, sort of thing. Although they'll obviously get to know you over time. And I just feel it's really important that people need to understand, however well they know you, whether it's family, friends, whoever, that if that's important to you, then that should be appreciated. And if they're not doing that, then it shows they're not fully appreciating you for who you are. And that's a real shame, because there's nothing worse than when you feel underappreciated or you have people laughing in your face. And yeah, when you don't feel appreciated, that's not right, because, you know, I know that I do my best to appreciate and respect other people, and I certainly expect that in return. We live in this world where people on the autism spectrum, to some people, think, oh yes, we must live in their world, in other people's world all the time, or as much as we possibly can. That isn't physically possible. So others have to appreciate that whether we're young, whether we're a bit older, you know, a young adult, a middle-aged adult, what have you, that it doesn't matter what your age is, that we need to be accommodated. And people should be willing to come into our world and know that if we need to check things, have things repeated, then that's totally fine. It shows those people that are willing to do that have the time, have the patience, and have that wanting to be more understanding, to show better empathy. Because for me, I may not be always as understanding and show empathy in ways to other matters that I come across in life, but I certainly do my best that I can. But certainly when it comes to autism, I empathise and understand really well because I know what it's like. And if people are close to us, they should know somewhat of what it's like. And if they spend the time with us a lot, then they're going to know a lot about us and how our minds work and want to give us the time and have the patience for the way we are as people and appreciate that and value that and see our quirks and appreciate those quirks, because, you know, to have quirks, to have little certain things we do is part of what we do, you know, and I appreciate the things that I have to offer myself, and I just want others to know that you can appreciate yourself for who you are too. You know, so when I'm at a petrol pump, for example, and I'm about to leave after filling up, paying at the cashier, what have you, I get to the petrol pump, just about to get in my car, and I might say something like, "Let's get out of here," you know, in a Welsh accent. I can do quite a good Welsh accent, I just need to kind of do it for a longer period of time for you to see that I actually do a Welsh accent reasonably well, and I'm good at other accents thanks to my mum. But anyway, I won't go into all that now. We have those quirks. I do a running commentary when I'm at home. I'm working at my desk at work and I'll look out the window and see certain people and I'll do a running commentary. And that's how I sort of roll. And I like to, you know, have a conversation with somebody when I come across them sometimes if they seem approachable. And like pretty much all this time, I get a positive response. And that's because I have confidence in myself. I appreciate myself. I value myself. So those small amount of people that don't receive me well, I kind of think it's okay. I might not see them again. I'll move on from that, because there are a lot of other people I know and people that I'm going to come across that will think, "Oh, that Luke, he's a breath of fresh air. He's got a lot to offer." And I want to say that to you, if you're young or if you're an adult on the autism spectrum, you have a lot to offer. And I want you to appreciate yourself, and just that we need to be given time. And that's why sometimes people on the autism spectrum, young and older, have meltdowns, because we can't cope, especially if we're not understood. And we need time to get away from certain situations. And that's totally fine. And people need to see that if we need that time away from certain situations, then that's totally fine. And we need our chill time, and that's really important. And I think that's really covered it, but it just came to mind. I want to speak on that today. God bless. See ya.